welcome back to Best Life and Beyond. As you can see, as you can hear from the echoes of nothingness.
We are in an almost empty house.
Yes. Couchgate continues. The drama continues.
We have a lot to update you on.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is like, there's a lot that's been going on, and as much as we wanted to give you some fun, adventurous content, we felt it necessary, especially with what's happening Wednesday being very glitchy,
Yeah.
we felt it necessary to wake up and kind of get this video out to you just so we can like cross some of this information off of our list so you guys can
Yeah.
kind of catch up to where we're at.
Yeah, and kind of what she's saying in the sense of it's been a couple days, and so we're kind of explaining why it's been a couple days and what's been going on.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover, honestly.
Yeah, and Couchgate most importantly.
Couchgate is most importantly. So what we're going to cover is Couchgate. We're going to give you a Binky update. We are going to update you on what's going to happen in the next month. Some big changes are coming.
Yeah.
As if there wasn't enough change already.
Yeah.
We'll kind of update you in our move process, where we are and
Yeah.
why it's taking so long.
Yeah.
And so let's start off with why we are sitting on the floor and still do not have a couch. By the way, please do not judge. I just woke up and my hair is, I got sleep hair,
Yeah.
and I needed sunglasses because it's actually pretty bright
Oh, yeah, that's
outside.
right, you
We
wear
have some
glasses.
natural light coming in.
And I'm usually the one wearing glasses, so that's
Yeah.
kind of odd.
But let's start off with the couch.
What couch? What are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
I see a
So
couch.
I will tell you, we eventually found a couch.
You did.
And we also found a really nice area rug for the house.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be delivered on, what was that, Thursday, I think it was? Yeah, Thursday. And the drama. When I was giving my information to get it delivered, the lady took down my phone number, and, I know how to say my phone number, but apparently she must have mistyped it and put one digit incorrectly.
One digit off, basically.
It was one digit off, and our window of delivery time for our rug and our couches, it was from like 6 to 9 at night, and
which was kind of fine. I mean, that's
yeah, we were home, we cleared it out, we were good.
I think we would have been home anyways at that hour. Most people are.
Yeah, it all worked out, but
patiently waited, thinking like, oh well, maybe we're sometimes if they pack your stuff at in the truck first, that means you're going to be the last delivery because of how it's
right.
being disseminated, as it were. So we thought, oh, we're probably just at the back of the truck, and it'll come here at 9 or 8:40, something like that. But then
that was not the case.
9 o'clock came and went.
Yeah, so I called, and after like a 20-minute hold, I finally got a hold of somebody, and they were like, they were there, or they think they were in the right direction, but they got lost, and they tried calling the phone number, and it wasn't getting through, and I was like, you guys could have emailed me maybe?
Yeah.
Long story short, the email that they did send, they apparently did try, but it went to my spam folder, so it was just all a big mess. Long story short, we are actually getting it delivered on Monday. So, I just...
Now, you had said something about Monday that it was going to be later. Is that still happening?
Oh yeah, and the other thing is the delivery window for this time is...
This is the part that shocked me.
Yeah.
100% right here, what you're about to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the delivery window is from 7 p.m. to midnight, so it could come as late as midnight, which,
Midnight? Like, how is that? Like, I know for a fact that most neighborhoods and things, like, nobody wants a delivery truck coming around your neighborhood.
I know, so we're thinking about that, and we're like, so we're going to try to talk to our neighbors and tell them and let them know. We also, we installed some pretty awesome security system. So
yeah, that was impressive.
It's supposed to kind of detect stuff, and I feel like it's going to be like midnight, because normally there's not activity at midnight. We're asleep. So we have to worry about that because we're getting used to this security. We also installed it over in Malibu, so everything is super high tech. We're having fun playing with that, but you know, it's so crazy. Like,
yeah,
I mean, just the Ring doorbell is awesome.
Well, that's what I mean, because if I go over to move some stuff, like I was out in Malibu for a minute getting some stuff, and then Katie's yelling at me on the security cam, scared the living. You have no idea what that's like, but it's very cool. It's like I kind of like the new technology.
Well, we have 2 different systems, so it's just pretty awesome, you know. But that's why I was saying, I was like, it's going to be weird because we have like certain detectors to go off at certain time. I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's wild.
It's wild,
yeah, like Binky's tripped something a couple of times. It's pretty interesting. But speaking of Binky, that's another thing that we wanted to update you on.
Yeah.
If you've noticed, we've been a little bit bummed or like stressed looking in our videos. The last, I would say, what, like 3 weeks, maybe 2, 3 weeks?
It's coming on 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming on 3 weeks. Binky's been really like sick. Like, she's been having a lot of sneezing. She hasn't had a lot of appetite. It's been just really, really scary.
She's been lethargic.
Yeah, it's been
just kind of a general malaise.
Yeah, like not really herself.
Yeah, and we know her well, and so yeah, she's just not been in her best spirits either, and you can tell. You know what I mean? So. And we
didn't want to like bring it up and talk to you guys about it until we were sure of like what it was, or at least had a better idea and didn't want to like cause worry.
Yeah.
But long story short, she had to do her normal regular cardiologist appointment that she has. She got her blood work done and everything. Doctor's really happy with her blood work, and we also went to her like general, like, I almost said family practice, but her general like family like veterinarian who does everything in addition to the outside of the cardiology.
Yeah, like a general practitioner.
Yeah, so she as well is pretty sure that this is an allergy thing, but it hit her very, very severe for some odd reason, and now we're in the point where we're trying to find the best thing to give her that's working for her, but I will say...
she sneezes
incredibly.
Yeah, it's kind of like me when I have a sneeze attack. You can't kind of stop it, and she has this thing where she'll sneeze and go, you'll see her wind up for the sneeze and go, like, I'm not even kidding, it's
kind of funny in a way.
But I feel bad at the same time because she's really trying to like...
And then they do the inward sneezing, and then she's got little snot, and her eyes have been, oh my gosh, we've been up to like 3 o'clock in the morning, worried about her. It's like on top of it, I know it's crazy for like a little chihuahua. People are like, it's just a dog. It's like, dude, she commands, especially with her being older and her heart. And it's crazy. So we haven't been able to take her a lot of places. Therefore, we haven't been going a lot of places. It's
been kind of hot too a little bit. So it limited where we could take her and how long we could be at certain places with her and things like that.
It's definitely been a process. But
she's starting to kind of turn around though. She's been the last couple of days has she's eaten a little bit. She's starting to kind of...
Unfortunately though, she did lose like about 2 pounds, which is a lot for her.
I think she was just trying to trim out, like...
She was like, you know what, I saw Out of the Woo's losing weight, and
she's inspired.
Weight, so I'm gonna, but regardless
You're right, she isn't, because she ordered an NES online the other day, and I was like, where'd you get this idea?
Yeah.
Oh, she's emulating Adam yet again.
So speaking to her vet though, she said the weight loss, she's still at a healthy weight for her, and we're just trying to like entice her with different foods, and she'll kind of eat when she's ready. If worse comes to worse, we're gonna do an appetite stimulant, and the reason she's not eating, they said, is just because her nose is so stuffy. And again, she's limited on what she can take because of her heart condition. But like I said, she did get evaluated for like her quality of life, and we take that very seriously. I wouldn't ever want to keep her, alive if she wasn't in living a good quality of life. So that's something, a lot of people are like, well, it's like, listen, I know what I'm doing.
Well,
she's my girl.
Best life and beyond.
Best life and beyond.
Yeah. And so that brings us now to our moving update, where we are in the process. It's
what's going on?
I don't even know where we are in the process, to be honest with you.
I mean, how far would you say we are moved in entirely? What normally takes people less than a week is taking us a month. I'm just kidding, not a month, but taking a while.
It's because of the situation that we're doing where we're occupying kind of two places in a sense. So it's making it tough to, it's like, okay, what are we taking? It's not like, you know how normally you move and you just like start wrapping everything up and start moving everything. Well, that's not the case with this. The couch is obviously going to stay in, you know, the old couch is going to stay in Malibu. A lot of the furniture that's there is going to stay. The bed's gone, obviously, but we're, you know, it's kind of a work in progress as far as that goes, and that was the idea. So it's made it a little tougher. And we're also trying to get stuff for this place that is kind of, it's like new for this place. Like we want to get within reason because of budgets and all that stuff, but we're trying to...
There's a lot more room too that we're trying to, like, that we're working with that we didn't foresee. Like we knew we were going to have more space, but we didn't realize how much space.
Yeah, so it's kind of a blank canvas now. And so I think both of us are...
Our TV stand didn't fit.
Oh yeah.
I was going to bring that up. Like our TV stand.
Yeah.
We like, you know...
So the TV's on the floor, just like us, which is fine because point of view is actually where it should be.
It works when you're on the floor.
But I think, like she said, there's a little more surface area to fill, as well as you know, outside areas and things like that. So we're taking the approach to the canvas like in steps, as to not throw all the paint on the canvas and then try to figure it out, and then be like, oh, we didn't need green, we didn't need yellow, this should have been just all purple and blues. Like, why did we do that? Why did we got all that paint? That's my art analogy, my paint analogy, but in a sense we're trying to paint this painting nice and clean and balanced.
Yeah, and I think we're also trying to like explore our new like area. Yeah. We're finding that we're able to walk to a lot of cool places and see things, you know, so that's been really great. Yeah. You know, finding out what stores are local to us, and, you know, again, we're trying to sleep because we've been so tired. I think the heat and then the stress of like, you know, and things aren't as easy as they were. So for instance, I'll give you another example. Besides the furniture shortage, it's not as easy as like, for instance, when they send you the new like equipment for your internet, it's not like, oh yeah, we just send it to you. It's so different because of the whole COVID thing.
Because there's not a technician who's going to come and hook it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are different. There's just things are just not as easy as it used to be.
Right, moving in general is very stressful. Hard. It takes years off your life. I'm convinced of that. It does, and ask anybody. Yeah. But add to it the state that we're in currently, and it makes it
a lot harder.
10 times harder and stressful. And you know, you try to foresee all that stuff, but you just can't.
And things are not available like they were. So, you know, if we want to clean something, like you can't find Clorox wipes. If you want to put up something in our backyard, it was sold out. Like
oh yeah, well that's an interesting point because everyone's home for the most part, which that's changing a lot. It looks like a lot of people don't have to work. All the backyard and home improvement type garden stuff, those projects are being done because people have time all of a sudden. So all of those materials, the good ones, the stuff that people enjoy using in their backyards and all that, they're sold out a lot, and so you have to really be on it.
In addition to home things, though, I mean, like, it's crazy to me, you know, what there is, like, and it's the things that we like specifically that I found. It's like, dang it. So we're kind of having to, like, you know, kind of settle, and that's fine. I mean, it is what it is, but I'm the type of person that if I buy something, I want to invest in it and make sure I love it, and then, you know that we're going to have it for a while, as opposed to like getting something that'll last a year or two. So that's definitely been a challenge, but
to say the least.
You know, so I would say, as far as percentage wise, we're about once the furniture gets here, I would say we're about 65, maybe 70%.
Yeah, I was saying like two-thirds.
So we've actually come a long way. Obviously, there's still like window treatments we have to put up, and you know. Another thing that happened with our refrigerator. Let's go into
Fridgegate, as we're calling it.
That's serious.
Wait till you hear.
Yeah, as you know, our refrigerator situation was pretty odd, where I couldn't find the right dimensions to fit in our place. because it's just in a different, anyway, I couldn't find the right dimensions. And then
you have to consider depth.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider.
As opposed to just height and width, so it's...
Plan for what you want, and you want to invest in something, as I told you.
Right.
But whatever I found that did work, it wasn't available until like late September at most places. I would say about 90% of the places I looked, and I didn't have time to sit there for like more than 2 days doing whole fridge situation.
Yeah.
So long story short, we rented one for, we're going to rent one for 2 months, and then after 2 months we'll start to look for something, and hopefully it'll be an easier process, and we can save up some more money on top of it, which is cool.
Because we can't live out of a cooler.
Yeah, no. So although that's what we're doing now. So what happened was we found out that our refrigerator broke. And luckily we didn't have a lot of stuff in there, but even if we did, because it's a rental, they would file a claim and reimburse us.
Yeah.
But we're not going to bother with that because there wasn't more than $20 worth of stuff in there. Now, luckily there wasn't a lot of stuff in there, but it still broke, and they're not going to be able to replace it until Monday. So Monday that will happen. Now also in between this, as you know, like I have my whole tooth situation here that I've been trying to get fixed for the longest time. Well, my appointment to start the work on it is on Monday as well. So I've been going to the dentist throughout this whole process, and it's like in between taking Binky to the vet, going to the dentist myself, spending time with my family and helping them out, and doing the same, and it's just been a lot. So now we've been having to go out and buy food more than we normally ever would, so that's also taking a toll, because not a lot of stuff isn't open, and if it is, it's to go. The waits are longer.
Well, and we're budget wise, it's like we're trying not to do that.
You don't want to do that. That's not how you save money at all. You can't just, for us it just doesn't work. Plus that the stress of me trying to buy something, and then I just don't feel good if I'm eating out all the time, even if it is a salad. I just don't feel good after we eat out at a restaurant or get to go. I just don't feel as good.
Well, it's like if we're home and Katie makes something, then we have leftovers, and if you're like the way we are, the way I eat usually, we'll eat our meal, and then there'll be a few hours that go by, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go pick at that again.
Yeah.
And you can't do that when you have takeout really necessarily, because you usually eat it all because it's a portioned.
Well, and also
thing,
cooking de-stresses me too. It really, really de-stresses me. It's almost artistic to me in a weird way.
Well, it's a meditation for you.
Yeah, it is, and I enjoy it so much. But a lot of the plans I had, I thought I'd be able to cook and share with you guys by now, and it's like I can't. So
soon,
So, but that's another reason for it's just been, that's taking up time though, having to go having to go and forage for food that way. But regardless, that'll all come on Monday, aka tomorrow, so that's cool. But it's going to take some time, and then we have to grocery shop, but maybe we'll take you guys with us for our first grocery shopping. But we still have to transfer grocery and pantry items, so we'll probably take you along, and that'll be something fun. We have to make a trip up there, but we won't be able to go Monday, so it'll probably be something we do on Tuesday,
midweek or something like that.
Midweek or something. So we'll see. So the last thing that we want to cover is something really, really important. There's a lot of changes that are going to be happening this month. Aside from just everything you're seeing here, we wanted to cover it all and be as thorough as we can about it, and try to communicate it all to you. So I'm going to hand that off to you to announce the news.
Well, it's heavy. There's a lot there.
Oh yeah, there is.
So there is a lot there. Basically, I am going back to work. It's been a long time. I'm not allowed to talk about it. I've signed an NDA. It's a non-disclosure agreement, which are very serious. They literally put numbers on those things of this is how much we will sue you for. So anyways, I can't talk about what it is, but I can tell you that I'm going back to be a stage manager as I do. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm just a lot of emotions and feelings around it, because it's something that I worked so hard to become, and it was my career, so to speak. Still is, right? And it really represents a bigger idea than just I'm going back to work. It means, because I work on productions where it involves a lot of people, these have been the things that they've been most worried about going back to in our phased reopenings.
Right.
And I think that this happening as a whole is really good news for a lot of things, for forward movement out of this nightmare, for lack of a better term. And so I'm excited about that part of it. I don't think I normally would have this kind of excitement. I would have a lot of fears and nerves about it because the intensity of my job. And I have a little bit of that based on having to wear a lot of stuff. Like it's going to be hard to communicate to people from a distance and to be completely shielded. So that'll be a challenge.
But at least you'll understand how the Disneyland cast members are going to feel, because that's what they have to go through.
Oh yeah, and service workers right now and restaurants and all that, they're doing that, and their job is communication, much like mine is.
Right.
So that'll be interesting.
But with that, though, we do want you to know what to expect. The channel will still roll on. You will still get tons of videos. Our hope is to continue with daily.
Yeah.
That being said, you're going to have a lot more Katie Cam.
Yeah, you might see a little less of me. This shoot that I'm doing it's a couple of weeks, pretty consistent.
Pretty much the end of August.
Yeah.
You can say.
It's 15 plus days or so, with very few days off.
And a lot of hours at that.
A lot of hours at that. So.
And a lot of you guys were wondering about the whole commute thing. So far we've checked and it's literally the same.
It's the same.
Which is crazy.
Or less. There's times when it's been less.
Yeah, which is so weird.
And to give an example, I've driven from Orange County to work before, even from San Diego when we've taken trips.
Yeah.
So, and in the morning, I guess is my point. So I'm not too worried about it. There's a lot of options as far as routes and things like that. Compared to how it was before for me, there was one option, and it was called Pacific Coast Highway. And there's been days where it was closed about 200 feet past my place. Literally, I could have parked my car on the other side of the closure and then driven it away. Long story short, the commute shouldn't be an issue. I don't foresee that.
And if for some reason it is, again, we have the Malibu place, not that that's any closer to where you're going. So there's plenty of options. I know there's been a lot of talk why would you go to Orange County when you work in LA? There are plenty of people that do it.
Yeah. I know a lot of folks that live in Newport.
I don't think Spencer would be like, hey, let's move to Orange County for, if you thought that was, But
because we had to weigh all the options of what the future could be, what it won't be, what we don't know it's going to be.
There's
all that was considered.
Luckily, we have so many friends that I can vlog with and hang out with.
Yeah.
We have Pixar Charlie. We always, have stuff going on. There's a lot of cooking. There's ear videos I want to show you. There's a lot that that's the reason we moved here. So I'll be able to do that, and I think Spencer will still be there.
I will, and
we're still going to bother you.
Oh yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to give you guys some updates of how things are going in a broad sense. I can't talk about content of what I'm doing, but I can talk about the processes of, maybe I'll do a video about that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've returned to work on a TV production and what it's like.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who've already gone back to shows and things, and it's been interesting to see. So I would love to be able to.
I would love to see
let you guys know about how that's going. And again, with respect to my non-disclosure, I have to be very broad and vague about how I talk about things. But
but just to get an idea of and not only that, but how are you feeling about it?
Right.
I would
What's the general sense of the crew and how they're feeling? I've talked to a few people who are a little nervous already, so that'll be interesting to see.
I have to say though, we've been talking just ourselves.
Yeah.
And to hear your thoughts on how you feel, I know that it's a lot deeper than just, hey, I'm going back to work. It's there's a lot more involved. It's a lot more different than you think, and maybe it'll help other people that are going through that.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a general anxiety based on having to. Everybody's job has its hurdles already, but now we've got this extra thing.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of people that have already gone through that. Hotel workers and restaurant folks and all sorts of service-oriented jobs have already had to do all this. And so it's not like this is something new. It's just that it'll be interesting to see how it's implemented in the film and television world here in LA, which is such a big industry. I mean, it's crucial, and I'm just excited to be back on a studio.
And to see your friends.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
That's so exciting. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, and you know, because anytime I'm on a set, there's going to be people I know. I'll tell you this, it's a beautiful thing that I've been in this business so long that doesn't matter where I work or what project I'm on, I will guarantee you I know most of the people on that crew, give or take, you know, some.
It's going to be good though. We're trying to just stay optimistic, and I promise you we're going to do the best we can. Luckily, I do know how to edit, and I've edited a few vlogs you've actually watched.
Oh, yeah.
But the best editor really is Spencer. So
Thank you.
I just ask that you bear with me and
bear with the Katie Bear.
Bear with the Katie Bear. Be understanding, because I am going to do my absolute best. And
she's going to keep the camera as steady as possible. She told me.
I'm going to try.
She gets very excited, and
I do.
It's not that she's bad at camera work. It's just her excitement gets the best of her.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at that.
That's why we make a good team, essentially.
Yeah. So we're gonna work on that. So
the balance.
You know, the balance, and we just appreciate your support and understanding. I promise, like, you know, the good part is though is once Spencer's back, it'll, you know, things will iron out. We're really looking forward to what's going to happen, and as far as my work situation goes, because everybody always asks, like, aren't you a nurse? I am doing things on the side. I'm helping my family, and where I was working, I'm not there anymore. It's, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I just want to keep private, but you know, I do ask for that privacy for that, and you know, things are different. Things are just different, and that's the situation. And I mean, I'm actually thankful that I'm not full-time tied down like that anymore, because I can help Spencer through what he's doing, and you know, I'm able to do more for the channel. I can help Binky, and my family is what my family needs me more than ever right now. So it's been extremely
well, and like you said, helping me out is drastic, and the way that my job works, and I'm not saying woe is me. I love my job, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Right.
But it takes a level of commitment and energy that pretty much you go all in, and so that day is toast. And when you get home, you are
toast.
You're toast.
You're toast.
And there is no way around that. And so to have the support at home is huge. When in the past I really didn't. I just, you know, I lived alone, and I'd come home and scrounge whatever I could to eat, or I'd get something on the way home and sit around for a minute, maybe just checking up on stuff, and that's it. The night's over, and you got to get back there for another 12-hour haul. But like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's great that we have this thing set up in order to support
We're
that.
actually looking at it in a more thankful, like with the more thankful eyes, and like, you know, this is what we're going through, and we're thankful, we're happy.
Yeah, because I didn't know if I was going back to work. I said it many a time because I didn't want to get ahead of myself, but I thought I may never get to stage manage ever again, and I have to be okay with that. And so that's where this was kind of a surprise of like, oh wow, I'm getting a work call. This is nuts. You know, I didn't expect this at all.
And you've had a few like little things here and there, but like
there was some opportunity.
We didn't know how those were going to pan out.
But this was way back. And I have to say, without divulging too much because I'm not allowed to, I got called for a project early on that was one of the first things done in LA in film and television production, the first thing allowed. And you know, I was in a weird place about it at that point. I just wasn't sure what was going on, so I didn't venture into that situation on purpose, and that's just how I felt at the time. It was still we weren't where we are now.
But we're doing the best we can, and we hope that this kind of catches you guys up. We're sorry this wasn't some visually fun adventure and you have to see us just sitting against a wall, but we will keep you updated with the couch. We can't wait to show you a little bit more of our home.
Yeah. All right, so we had to switch cameras. Sorry, little technical issue, but that doesn't stop us. See, nothing stops us. We're going to wrap it up. We hope that gave you some insight as to what's going on, where we're going, what's happening.
Yes, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. If you like this video, let us know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel.
That's right, and we will see you next time on Best Life and Beyond. Bye-bye, everybody.